Have you ever looked back at your life and realized that you've been working hard for years, yet your financial situation hasn't really improved? Your salary increases, but so does your pressure. You earn more, but also spend more. You keep pushing yourself, yet your future still feels fragile, hanging by a thread. Like a hamster wheel, you run faster, but stay in the same place. Most of us are stuck in a familiar loop. Work, get paid, spend, wait for the next paycheck, and then repeat for the rest of our lives. Have you noticed? The moment you stop working, your income stops too. You don't control your money, it controls you. But the rich are different. They don't run in the wheel. They build roads. They don't just live off their labor. They live off assets, the things that keep bringing in money, whether they're sleeping or living their dream life. The difference between someone who just earns money and someone who builds assets is the difference between making a living and living free. And in today's video, I'll share with you 7 principles that will help you step out of the survival loop and step into the journey of true financial freedom. But stay until the end, because principle 7 is the key that could completely change your life. Let's begin principle 1. Trading time for money equals a lifetime trap. Have you ever felt like you're giving your all, yet your life barely changes? Every time you want more money, you have to trade more time, more overtime shifts, more late nights at the computer, more weekends that no longer belong to you. You work harder to earn a little more, but end up feeling more drained than ever. Your time is limited, there are only 24 hours in a day, and your energy isn't infinite. If money only comes when you show up, then your income is limited by your presence. The more you want, the more you have to sacrifice your health, your youth, and sometimes the moments with loved ones that you can never get back. And do you know what's worse? Even after all those sacrifices, you still feel anxious about the future? The moment you stop working, your income stops instantly. You don't control money, it controls you. I've met many people with high incomes. They earn more than they ever imagined, yet they never truly relax. Because if their job takes a hit, a round of layoffs, an economic downturn, or even a small health issue, everything they built begins to crumble. Do you know that feeling, going to work every day with a quiet fear? What if one day I can't do this anymore? That's not freedom. That's a kind of slavery to bills, loans, living expenses, and the lifestyle you've sacrificed so much to maintain. I want you to picture something simple. 2 people carrying water from a well to their homes. The first works hard every day, hauling heavy buckets, exhausted but forced to start again each morning. The second does the same at first, but after work he spends extra time digging a pipeline. Others laugh. Why bother digging? Just carry faster. But he keeps going day by day, brick by brick. Then one day water flows straight into his house, no more sweat needed. And the first man, still carrying water, still tired, still starting over every day. Who are we living like? The water carrier earns money. The pipeline digger builds wealth. No matter how skilled the carrier is, he's still exhausted. No matter how slow the digger is, he's free. So the harsh truth is, if your income stops when you stop, you're not rich, you're just okay until the next paycheck. Take a moment and ask yourself, if I stopped working today, how long would money keep flowing into my pocket? A week? A month? Or only until the end of today? That answer reveals the truth about how you're living. Are you making a living or building a life? The money you earn today feeds you temporarily, but the assets you build today will feed you for life. And remember this, well, time can't multiply, but money can. You can hire others to work with their time. You can make your money work and grow for you, but you can't hire anyone to live your life for you. Don't spend your entire life giving away your most precious time just to earn short-term income. You weren't born to keep running in life's hamster wheel, running so fast that you don't even realize you're going nowhere. This is the moment to stop and face the truth. If you don't change how you make money, you'll be trapped in an endless race. And what I'm about to share next is the first step that will help you shift from working for money to letting money work for you. Because if principle 1 helps you see the door to financial freedom, then principle 2 is the key that opens it. It will show you what truly buys freedom, and it's not high income, but something entirely different. Let's continue. Principle: high assets buy freedom, not income. Have you ever seen people who are great at making money, but still not free? High income makes them look successful, but inside they're terrified of losing what sustains them. They live in nice houses, drive good cars, wear expensive clothes, but all of it only exists as long as they show up to work every morning. So what truly buys freedom? Not income, not lifestyle, not the looks-rich possessions, but the assets that quietly generate income even when you do nothing. Freedom begins at the very moment this happens, when money keeps flowing into your pocket even when you stop working. Imagine waking up one morning with no alarm. You open your eyes, get out of bed, and know that even if you do nothing today, money still arrives right on schedule. That's when you truly own your life. No one dictates your schedule, no one controls your time, no one can take your breath away in exchange for a paycheck. Financial freedom isn't about having a lot of money. It's about money no longer deciding how you have to live. I once met a wealthy man. He owned a company with 200 employees and monthly revenue in the hundreds of thousands. But when I asked him, can you leave your company for 6 months and have it still run well, he went silent. He didn't dare leave, didn't dare get sick, didn't dare rest, didn't dare slow down. You know what? He didn't own the business owned him. On the other hand, I met another man, ordinary, unknown, no title, nothing flashy. Except one thing, he spent years steadily investing in small but sustainable assets. A rental apartment, a small stock portfolio, an online content channel that brought in steady income. His labor income wasn't much, but his asset income kept growing. One day he no longer needed to work. His assets did the work for him, and he began living the life the wealthy man never dared to. That's true wealth. Being rich isn't about how much money you have in your account. It's about how many days you can live without money controlling you. The definition of wealth is simple: the number of days you can live without working. Some people earn tens of thousands a month but could only last a month without working. Meanwhile, others with modest incomes have assets that sustain them for years. Who's richer? Don't let appearances fool you. Some people are admired for their glamour, but inside they're just luxurious slaves. Others live quietly and humbly, unknown to anyone, yet they're free every day in their own lives. Income feeds us today. Assets free us tomorrow. And that's why you must start building assets right now. Ask yourself, how much time am I spending earning money, and how much time am I spending building assets? If your answer to the second question is too small, then you already know what needs to change immediately. Because if you don't start building assets now, you'll keep trading your time forever. And what I'm about to share next will help you do just that. Not by changing your entire life, but by changing the way you think at the core. It's time to shift roles from employee to manager of your own money. Principle 3, shift roles from employee money manager. Have you noticed that from a young age, we're taught to work hard to get a stable job, to strive for raises and promotions, but almost no one teaches us how to manage money, how to make money work for us, or how to build a system of income that doesn't depend on a job. Society has shaped us to become excellent employees, but it hasn't prepared us to become free. Do you know why? Some people have high incomes but stay poor, while others with moderate incomes grow wealthier over time. Because the first group only has labor income, while the second knows how to shift to asset income. And this shift doesn't start with money, it starts with mindset. Some people, when they get paid, immediately think, what can I buy? But the rich ask, where can I invest so this money multiplies? One different question leads to a completely different life. Most people have only one role in their financial life worker. They work, they earn, they spend. That's it. But the rich take on the role of manager. They decide where every dollar goes, how it works, and what it brings back. Money is a very loyal servant, but if you don't assign it a job, it will go work for someone else. Every day, many people wake up and go to work to make someone else rich. The business owner, the building owner, the fund owner, the bank owner, the supermarket chain owner. Do you see that? While they still believe they're doing fine. We don't need to quit our jobs. We need to upgrade our role in our own financial life. You can keep your current job, but start becoming the CEO of the money you earn. Give every dollar you make a clear mission. Go make more money. Some say, but I don't have much money yet. How can I manage it, I say. Precisely because you don't have much, you must manage it well. If you can't manage 5 million, you won't manage 50 million either. Financial discipline doesn't show up when you're rich. It has to come first. This mindset shift won't make you rich overnight, but it begins a new journey where you're no longer just working for money. You start teaching money to work for you. You move from chasing money to scheduling money. You shift from spending whatever you earn to investing before you spend. And then one day you realize your position has changed. You no longer fear losing your job. You no longer tremble at every bill. You no longer live at the mercy of a company. You're no longer afraid of tomorrow. Because by then you know for sure that money has started to be on your side. It works while you sleep, it runs while you rest, it keeps quietly compounding. Ask yourself, am I just a salaried worker, or am I managing money like a leader? Am I building assets or just filling invoices? Am I the master of my money or just holding it briefly and passing it on? Your honest answers will tell you where you stand on the journey to financial freedom. And from the moment you realize this, you won't live the same way anymore. Every expense, every decision, every financial habit changes because you've officially shifted roles. But shifting roles is only the third step. Because even if you're ready to become a money manager, you still need to know what to manage first. And that leads us to the next principle, where you'll learn how to build assets even when your current income is small. You don't need a lot of money to start building assets. You just need to start. Principle need build assets even when income is small. There's one of the most dangerous illusions that keeps many people from ever getting rich. When I make more money, I'll start building assets. But the truth is the exact opposite. You don't get rich first and then learn to manage money. You manage small amounts well, and then you have a chance to become rich. Wealth doesn't begin with the number in your account. Wealth begins with the right financial habits today. I met a young man who worked at a coffee shop. His income wasn't high, but every month he set aside a small amount. He read a book to improve his communication skills, took a small online sales course, and consistently invested a little into a simple fund each month. Not much, but consistent. People around him laughed. With such a small salary, what's the point of investing? But he just smiled and replied, if I don't do this when I have little, I won't do it when I have a lot. 3 years later, he was promoted to store manager. 5 years later, he opened his first store. And 10 years later, he began owning multiple locations. Not because he was born rich, but because he started when he had nothing. You see, assets don't demand lots of money. They demand a decisive choice and a disciplined habit. There are assets so small, yet capable of changing your entire future. A book can open new opportunities. A skill can double your income. A small investment can compound over time. A side project can become a second income stream. Those seemingly small things are the first bricks that build a powerful asset tower. On the other hand, some people already earn quite a lot, but their money is gone by month's end. They let every dollar slip away under the excuse, I deserve it. They spend on things that make others think they're rich, while in reality they're building nothing. Sometimes the difference between the poor and the rich isn't income level, but daily financial decisions. Don't let the amount you have now decide your future self. Don't wait until you have extra to start that day may never come. Because the problem isn't how much money you have. The problem is who you become in the process of building assets. The person who can set aside 10% of a small income will be the one who multiplies assets when the money grows. The person who invests in knowledge early will be the one ready to catch the future. The person who sows daily will harvest more than they ever imagined. You don't have to sprint, but you have to start. Start with something small. Start today. Ask yourself, am I building something for my future every month yet? If my income doubled next year, would I keep any of it? Does the money I'm spending today make me richer in the future? If the answer is no, that's exactly what you must. Change immediately. You can't wait for luck to knock. You have to build the door yourself. And once you start building assets, even with a small income, you've already gone further than 90% of people who only dream of a free life. But there's one more crucial thing. No matter how much you can earn, it's meaningless if you can't keep any of it. Which leads us to the next principle. It's not how much you earn, it's how much you keep that matters. Principle, it's not how much you earn, it's how much you keep. Have you seen people who make a lot of money, but by month's end, have nothing left? They get paid and their money instantly turns into expenses. A new phone, weekend bars, trend-chasing fashion trips, just to show off on social media. And then one day they realize they've worked for years and own nothing but bills to pay. You could earn $10,000 a month and spend $10,000 a month, and you'll be as broke as someone who earns $1,000 and spends $1,000. Conversely, if you earn $1,000 but keep and invest $200 every month, you're laying the foundation of freedom. Income shows how much you can earn. Assets show how much you can keep. But financial discipline shows who you will become in the future. Many people aren't poor because they earn too little. They're poor because they spend too fast. Modern life keeps whispering in your ear, you deserve to enjoy. Only a luxurious life matches your hustle. Just pay in installments and you can have it all. But what's the truth? Wealth comes not from what you can buy, but from what you can keep. Have you noticed how truly wealthy people don't flaunt it? They have nothing to prove. They don't buy the most expensive watch to show they're successful. They let their assets speak for them. Meanwhile, many poor people try to buy things to look like the rich. They buy the image of wealth, but lose the real opportunity to become wealthy. A friend once told me, there are two kinds of pain in finance. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. You have to choose one. There is no third option. The pain of discipline is temporary. The pain of regret lasts a lifetime. So whenever you hold money in your hand, ask yourself, will this purchase make me richer in the future? If I buy it today, am I trading away future freedom? A year from now, will I be glad I bought it, or will I regret it? Just change your spending habits, and your future will start to change with them. I'm not saying you have to live miserably. I'm saying you need to prioritize your future over your present. A new shirt makes you happy for a day. An investment makes you free for a lifetime. Don't be a slave to money just to look rich. Let every expense reflect the future you deserve, a future without fear of bills, a future no longer dependent on a job, a future where money is on your side, not against you. Keeping money isn't stinginess, it's respecting your own future. And if you're keeping money, you're ready for the next step. Buy assets first, enjoy later. That is the principle that carries you from stability to true freedom. And that is principle 6. Principle 6, buy assets first, enjoy later. One of the clearest differences between the wealthy and those struggling financially lies in the order of spending priorities. When an average person gets paid, they immediately think, I deserve to reward myself, and so the money goes to a new iPhone, a night at a fancy restaurant, or trendy items just to post on social media. But the wealthy don't do that. They have a simple yet extremely powerful principle, buy assets first, enjoy later. They don't buy things that consume money. They buy things that produce more money. I once met a young man in California, just 25 years old. He earned about $3, 0 a month. Not rich, but not too bad. While his friends used credit cards to buy new cars and designer clothes, he did the opposite. He put $500 a month into an index fund. He said, I'm not buying the car I like until my investments generate enough returns to pay for it themselves. 7 years later, he used the gains from that very investment to buy his dream car and kept the investment intact to keep compounding. That's the difference between the wise and those who want to look rich. You can buy luxury items so others think you're rich. Or you can invest to actually become rich. You have to choose one. The wealthy think, buy what brings in money first. Money will buy the things I want later. But the poor think, just buy it now, pay it off later. I deserve it. Yet when you live on consumer credit, everything you buy becomes a financial burden. You pay not only with money, but with your future freedom. Look at this example. Person A earns $4,000 divided by month, spends $3,900, rich in image, poor in future. Person B earns $4,000 divided by month, invests $1,000, assets generate 10% divided by year. After 10 years, over $200, 0 inches assets. Two different lives start from a choice of priorities on payday. Which will you be? The one who spends to maintain a rich image, or the one who invests to become truly rich? Discipline may make you seem behind in others' eyes for the first few years, but after 10, 15, 20 years, they'll look at you with envy. If only back then I had started like you. We must learn a simple but painful lesson. Something that makes you feel cool today may be exactly what steals your freedom tomorrow. Assets can be an investment portfolio, a rental apartment, an online business, a growing content channel, a skill that increases your income. You don't need a lot of money to start, but you must start before you have a lot of money. Ask yourself every time you spend, will this bring money back to me? If I buy this, am I buying a future or buying a problem? A year from now, will this still hold value, or will it just be debt? The person who once was poor says, I'll buy assets when I have money. But the person who becomes rich always says, I have money because I bought assets. And once you prioritize assets, every decision you make starts making you richer instead of making someone else richer. And that leads us to the final principle, where financial freedom is not only built, but expands over time. Assets must generate increasing passive income. Only then do you truly step into a life of genuine freedom. Principle, hate passive income must grow over time. If you're just starting to build assets, the income from them may be small, maybe just $20, $50, or $100 a month. But don't let the small number fool you. You're not building an amount, you're building the financial momentum of your life. Because the ultimate goal isn't just to have passive income, but to have passive income that grows over time. Wealth doesn't come from one big leap. It comes from small steps that never stop. I have a friend in Texas who initially invested only $200 a month. In the first few years, the returns were truly modest enough for a few dinners out, but he stayed consistent. didn't quit halfway, wasn't tempted by a new car or items that depreciate the moment they leave the store. After 10 years, his portfolio exceeded $150, zero, zero, zero. After 15 years, that wealth was enough to cover his family's entire living expenses. And the most remarkable thing wasn't the money, it was the freedom in his eyes. He no longer feared losing his job. He no longer feared an economic crisis. He no longer depended on anyone to live another day. He told me something I'll never forget. Assets mean I don't have to fight every day anymore. Now, money fights for me. That's the moment a person truly steps to the other side of financial freedom. Understand this clearly. Income from a job helps you live today. Passive income helps you live the rest of your life. Passive cash flow is like a river. At first, it's just a small spring, but over the years, it becomes an abundant, unstoppable current. If you keep sowing, keep building, keep upgrading, one day, it will surpass all the earned income you've ever had. But if you stop halfway, it will remain just an unfinished dream. Passive income must always have two traits: tours. Automation, it works without you being present. Tours, growth, it multiplies more over time. Ask yourself each year, how much have my assets grown? Is there anything I hold that no longer produces returns? Every dollar you have must have a mission to birth more dollars. And each year that system must be stronger than the year before. The financially free don't measure success by salary. They measure it by the number of days they can live without working. And they always want that number to rise. Ask yourself, if I stopped working for 1 year today, could I live? If the answer is no, then you know you need to keep fighting so that one day the answer will be yes, and I'll keep getting richer every day. Passive income doesn't just bring wealth, it brings choice. The choice to rest when you want, the choice to travel when you wish, the choice to refuse what isn't worthy of your life, and above all, the choice to live your own life. That is when you are truly free. If you followed along to this point, it tells me you're not someone who just wants to get by. You want freedom. You refuse to spend your life tied to one job or a fixed salary. You're someone with the courage to change. Remember the entire journey we just took together one each. Don't trade your whole life just to make a living. 2 words. Assets are what buy freedom. 3 words. Shift roles from employee to money manager. 4 words. Start building assets even with a small income. 5 words. Keep money and invest it. Don't let your future be stolen. 6 first. Buy assets first. Enjoy later. 7 words. And let assets make you richer each year. You don't need to be perfect to start. You just need to start so that one day you can live more perfectly. Life won't wait for you to be ready. Neither will freedom. So if these lessons truly resonate with you, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next principles on the journey to building a life of true financial freedom. And I want you to answer one question in the comments. If you stopped working tomorrow, how long would money keep flowing into your pocket? Your answer will be a promise to yourself. I once said you're not paid by the hour. You're paid by the value you create in each hour. Start increasing your value, increasing your assets, increasing your freedom, and let your future prove that you dared to choose differently. See you in the next video where we'll keep planting the seeds of wealth for your mind and your wallet.